you the unit 10, 11, and 12 of the second book. First of all, we're gonna start with the unit 10. Pasa la página. Which is about wood construction. Pasa la página. The first activity is, before you read the passage, talk about these questions. So the first question is, what kind of loads do timber construction framing systems support? And the answer is, they support dead loads, the permanent weight of the building's own materials, and live loads, temporary forces like wind, snow, rain, occupants, and furniture. Second question is, what are some types of timber connectors? The answer is, common connectors include split ring connectors, wood to wood, shred plates, wood to steel, truss plates, and glue lamp rivets. Second activity is, read the email, then mark the following statements as true or false. So the first statement is, weather conditions are considered light loads. The answer is true. Second statement is, curved roofs have poor deflection capabilities. The answer is false. Shear plates are used for connecting wood to wood. The answer is false. Siguiente. Third activity is a vocabulary, where we have to connect the 5 words or terms that we have there: deflection, dead load, live load, pin type connection, split ring connector. So the first one is, strong winds are a type of light load. The second one is, a pin type connection will allow for some rotation between timber pieces. C is, a heavy load may cause deflection to the timber. D is, make sure that the timber can support the dead load of the building. And E is, a split ring connector does not use a bolt to transfer a load. Fourth activity is vocabulary. In this one, we're gonna match the terms with the letters. The first one is glue lamp rivet. Is E, a nail used to connect glue laminated timber. Second one is shear plate. The letter is A, a device to reinforce joints between wood and metal. Third one is truss plate. The letter is C, a type to connect timber of the same thickness in the same plane. The fourth one is timber connectors. Is letter D, a connector to join one piece of the timber frame to another. And the last one is 5, glue laminated timber. Is letter B, a type of wood product with several layers of timber glued together. So here we have our speaking, and we're gonna do it at the end of the presentation. So el siguiente. So here we have the recommendations. Use the conversation task A to fill in the architect's note about the project. So the roof recommendation is glue laminated timber glue lamp with glue lamp rivets. What saw lumber is not a good choice. Saw lumber is not a strong enough to support a curved roof structure and does not handle deflection as efficiently as glue lamp. How to convince the client? Explain that glue lamp is durable, significantly stronger, safer, and acts as better long-term investment despite the higher initial cost. So next unit is 11 with my partner Uribiel.
Hello, teacher. Today I'm going to explain Unit 11, which covers the topic of steel construction. Okay, get ready. Number one, before you read the passage, talk about the question. Question number one asks, what are some different types of steel frames? The answer is they include girders, bearing plates, anchor bolts, and smaller connect members with structural erection marks. Question number two, what are some potential safety problems with steel frame? The answer is safety issues include correct connection types like using a friction type connection under loads to heavy metallic uh, bearing plates with or lows and short bolts and incorrect weld selections, such as groove welds on lap joints instead of pilot welds. Now on slide 14, we have the rating compression multiple choice selection. For question number one, which of the following needs to be sized? The correct answer is B, the bearing plates. For question number two, which information is not included in the overview? The correct answer is D, things need to be made. This is detailed in recommendations and observation, not the overview. For question number three, what is true about the friction type connection? The correct answer is A, it shall be a very tight connection. Write words or phrases in the similar meaning to be underlined part. I need from both to attach the frame to the foundation. Answer both. Number two, horizontal pies of steel frame. Girder. A spot on question mark. Steel plates with holes. The answer is bearing plates. Base of the steel frames. The answer is member. Triangular weld pilot. The answer is pilot weld. Match the words of phrases with the definition. Number one, friction type connection matches with E, a connection that uses friction between surfaces. Number two, groove weld matches with a welding consisting of the opening between two part surfaces. Number three, bearing tape connection matches with F, a connection using a belt transfer load. Number four, section shapes matches with C, structural seals. Number five, bolting matches with B, the use of a strong cylindrical metal fastener. And number six, steel frame matches with D, a building frame made of steel components. And use the conversation from test A to fill out the special report. Under under general comments, the following comments are regarding the steel frame of the Hudson building. The inspection was performed on May 31st. There in concern about the friction type connection bearing to heavy alloys, as well the alignment of the bearing plates. And I recommend replacing the friction connection with a bearing tape connection, taping rough welds to pilot welds on lap joints, and replacing for onshore bolts.
Unit 12, Concrete Construction. So first activity, get ready. So the first question is, why does concrete need to be reinforced? The answer is concrete has a high compressive strength but very low tensile strength. Steel reinforcement, rebar or wire mesh is embedded to handle pulling and tensile forces. Question B. What are some different type of splices? Answer. The primary splicing methods are lap splices, overlapping bars, welded splices, welded ends, and mechanical splices using a physical coupler. Second activity is reading. So read the work order, then mark the following statement as true or false. So the first statement is workers are used to lap the splices and mechanical splices on the first job site. So it's true. Second statement, workers need to bring press concrete and couplers to the first job site. That one is true. And third statement, order number does not want to precast concrete because of the cost. The answer is false. Then we have vocabulary, complete the words. So the first one is overlays splice, lap splice. Second one is strained by tendons, pre-strained. Third one is permanently joined, splice. Fourth one is weld together, welded splice. Five one is grid of wide roots, wide mesh. Sixth one is frame of concrete frame. Vocabulary, match the word or phrases. The definitions from A to F. So a coupler is letter E, device to splice reinforced steel consistent of two female ends. The second one is cover, and the answer is C, something placed over an object distance protecting rebar. Third one is mechanical splice, is letter B, splicing rebar using a metal sleeve held by wedge. Fourth one is precast, that one is letter F, concrete form and cure at a plant and then deliver. Letter E is tensile strength. Letter A, maximum stress a material can bear. Sixth one is weld wire reinforcing, is letter D, reinforcing concrete using wire rods welded. This is our writing, is using the speaking. So it's to Christina and it's an update. I am writing to update you on the concrete frame reinforcement at the main and third street side. Overall work is progressing well. Body section, however, I just spoke to the contractor. Although the stressed concrete was delivered on time, there simply is enough concrete cover to protect the steel. Consequently, we must delay casting to adjust the structure. There will also be delay of approximately 2 days to complete the work.